Is on time. 287-2829. Code Red Roofers, the roofers who respond. Now here's the First Alert meteorologist.
Your WPTV First Alert forecast. This afternoon, highs reaching the low 70s. We'll see cloudy skies and some breezy winds. Mainly dry with only a slim chance for an isolated shower. Tomorrow, highs in the mid to upper 70s. More sunshine and a few more showers around. Thursday through Saturday, a warming trend in store. Highs back to the mid 80s by Friday. Increasing rain chances ahead of a front. Those expected to stall out over the area over the weekend. Rain chances up to about 40% by Saturday. I'm WPTV First Alert meteorologist Katya Hall for WSTU 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
You are listening to WSTU, Stewart, Jensen Beach, Hope Sound, Martin County's Heritage Station.
The opinions expressed are those of the show's host and not the staff or management of Port St. Lucie Broadcasters. Any reproduction without written consent of WSTU and WPSL is strictly prohibited. Now it's time for Quality of Life Radio, brought to you by Cigna and Aetna Medicare. Here are your hosts, Gary Owen and Tom Bouvier.
Hello and good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining the world-famous Quality of Life radio show here in downtown Stuart, Florida, Sailfish capital of the world. It's Tuesday morning, February 15th. Hope everybody had a phenomenal Valentine's Day. I know me and Tom did. We had a double date. Well,
I think I missed it.
I think I did too. But anyway, sounds good, Tom. I'm Gary Owen. I am the host.
And I'm your co-host, Tom Bouvier.
And again, we're bringing the Quality of Life radio show sponsored by Cigna and Aetna Medicare. And you can also catch us streaming live on Facebook. You can follow us at Quality of Life Radio Show. And you can also tune in on WSTU 1450 AM and WPSL 1590. Tommy, every single Tuesday morning, we grace this beautiful establishment. For what bloody reason?
Gary, we come here every Tuesday morning. Number one, we love to bring relevant content to our listeners, and this is information that people can really use in their life. The second reason we come is we love to support and showcase local business owners and people in the community who are making a difference. And we're going to be introducing our guest here in just a moment. And last of all, Gary, you and I, we love to bring education and information about insurance options and planning that would help improve the quality of life of our listeners. And thus the name of the show, the Quality of Life Radio Show.
I love it. We love bringing quality of life and health. And at Owen Insurance Group, where Tom and I domicile, I think, we're there, it seems like 7 days a week. 24 hours a day, but I think we're available 24 hours a day to our top tier clients, Tom. But anyway, at Owen Insurance Group, we are here to improve your quality of life and health. Any questions you have related to life, health, Medicare, long-term care, disability, accident, critical illness, cancer, and so forth, we're there for you. Oh, yes.
Dental,
and vision as well. So, we've got some special guests to introduce to you this morning, and then when we're done with them today, we're going to tell them to stay because we love to engage our guests throughout the show. We're going to talk a little bit about more on the Medicare OEP. We're going to touch on that briefly and kind of focus more on the individual and group health and voluntary benefits of health insurance as well. And then also we're going to provide you a quote of the day here in just a second, and then also, we have our What Happened This Day in History on February 15. And then also later on, I'm going to share with you a little fun health fact. Did you know that 10 to 15 minutes of this can save your life? So hang tight. We're gonna share that word with you in just a moment. But Tom, we're going to go ahead and get to our guests. We're very happy and excited to have Shaun Plymale with us and Julie Tracy, the newest addition of the family.
And I do have to interrupt just to say, and it's my birthday today.
What?
Wow.
So, yes.
Happy birthday.
Well, do we say it's what? You're holding at 22?
22 sounds good to me.
You rock
Plus
it.
20.
Evan, let them know what happens when a person comes on the show when it's their birthday.
Evan sings
It's called the Gatorade bath.
You get to dance around and spin, and
It's really going to put a hamper on the consults for this afternoon. They're going to take a whole new look in the afternoon.
well, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Julie. All right.
I forgot to tell her that was part of the initiation for joining the firm. The birthday Gatorade.
The birthday Gatorade bath.
Shaun, good to have you with us, brother.
It's great to be here. It's a familiar studio to me.
You're not new to this.
No stranger to WSTU, institution in my life since being raised here in Stewart, but had the pleasure of hosting a show here for many a year. So,
What about your daughter, Jillian?
Yeah, my daughter Jillian, after I did the show for a while, my daughter came on and she did the show for a while too. So we kept it to be a family affair for a little bit. So she's matriculated on to university now, so not doing the show anymore. But it was nice to pass the mantle on to her, and it was great experience. And, I think it's so great what you all are doing, building on what WSTU has always been to the community. A real pillar of information, and back to that local. We get so much about on that national level or otherwise. So just great what y'all are doing here to really bring a focus to the community that we all love so much, but you're really filling a void, that we've had over probably, if you even looked at it over the last decade, it's harder to get that local information of what happens. And, we all get so concerned about everything on the macro scale, but what affects your life on a daily basis is the micro.
Yeah.
It is your local community. And so kudos to y'all, man. I think it's a fantastic thing that y'all are doing, and it's really our pleasure to be here and talk with you and spend a little time and, talk about the community and the great things happening in our area.
I appreciate that. And
well said.
We always say, I couldn't said it better myself. We always say, do business with a local business and work with a local expert, who's been in the community. They've got grassroots here. Speaking of which, tell us a little bit about you, where you're from, what brought you to Martin County. Are you originally from Martin County, and what got you into this career?
So I moved here when I was 6 months old. So I can't claim that I was born here, but I'm certainly from here. My parents just decided that Stewart was going to be a great place to raise a family, and my dad decided it was a great place to start his dental practice. And so we moved here in 1974 to Palm City, and my parents still live in the same house we moved into way back when.
That's phenomenal.
Raised here, obviously went off to what my father calls the decade of depleting any inheritance I had coming. So, got a little bit of education, went all the way up to South Carolina to Clemson University, or like I like to refer to it, Harvard of the South. So went up there and got my undergrad, and then came back to Florida and went to the University of Florida for law school. And after I finished law school, I spent a couple years in Tallahassee as a prosecutor, and then my wife decided it was time for me to make real money. So moved back to town and went to work for Crary Buchanan, excellent firm here that, really another pillar of the community. And I was a partner there, and after a little while, I decided that it was time to kind of make my own path and start my own firm. So
you're blazing.
It was one of those things that, it's those life progressions, right? So it was one of those things that I always wanted to do, was not only to have the control of my own destiny, but I wanted the responsibility, right? I wanted nobody else to blame but myself. So a partner of mine and I, we started the firm, and he ended up He ended up leaving the firm, and that's a whole longer story, maybe even a whole show in and of itself. But at that time, I made the decision to do something a little bit unique in our industry, which was to operate under a trade name. It always kind of fascinated me that every other business, had made a progression, even in the medical field or otherwise, to use a different name than having the owner's name in the title. And a lot of people told me I was crazy, but we at that point decided that we were going to operate under Treasure Coast Legal. And when we made that switch, we really were focused on, okay, well, what are we going to be? What are we going to do? What's the need that we were going to fill? And what I had found in our industry, in the legal industry at that point, was you had a ton of people really specialized in different areas. And it always seemed that people were calling a lawyer, and the lawyer was going, well, I don't do that. Well, I don't do that. Well, I don't do that. So I was really focused on putting together a group of lawyers with myself where we could help almost everybody. I mean, I can't help everybody. There are some things that we don't do, but I tell everybody, if we don't do it, generally I know somebody that does. But the areas that we mainly focus on involve going to court. So for the most part, we handle everything involved in litigation. Our main practice areas are personal injury. That's a lot of what I do on a day-to-day basis. But we also do general business, civil litigation. We had a focus in foreclosure and bankruptcy, which we still do, but we had the heyday back in the day, right, when everybody needed bankruptcy and foreclosure, in the last incarnation, that 2008 time.
Yeah, that's right.
And that really segued into a lot of things because we really look at everybody as a client of the firm rather than just a case within the firm. I want people to have a resource so that when they have a legal question or a legal problem, they have somebody to call. And a lot of times, the biggest service that we can give to our clients is saying, you don't want to waste your money on this. This is not a good thing for you to pursue. You're going to spend more money than it's worth. And so a lot of times talking people out of bringing a case can be as much of a value as taking on that case and helping them. So we do everything from general civil litigation to, obviously, I talked about the bankruptcy, the personal injury. Julie has come in and she does a little bit of not a little bit, she does a good bit of general civil litigation, but also has a specialty in family law. We have another lawyer in the firm, Catherine Mish. She focuses on family law as well as bankruptcy. I've even gotten into doing some family law stuff. So that's been kind of a building practice that we've had and really a local need. I mean, there's nothing in anyone's life that is kind of more heartbreaking and more important at the same time than when you're separating a family and dealing with all of those issues. So we really saw a need in the community to fill, and so we're really excited about that practice area. We've had it going now for about 7 or 8 years, and I think we've made a pretty good dent into that market of helping people. And my focus in that area and all of the areas is how can we efficiently help people deal with their legal problems? Because they can become all-consuming in your life. I say to all of my clients when I first sit down with them, you don't want to be in litigation tomorrow. I'm going to be in litigation tomorrow. I'm going to be in litigation tomorrow, next year, 5 years, 10 years from now. But that's what I do every day. For the general public and for business owners and individuals, being involved in litigation is not a fun thing. Sometimes it's a necessary thing, but it's not something that you want to be embroiled in. So we really try to focus on what is that business solution for people, and you can apply that business solution to your personal life too.
So business solution. So your business law?
We do a lot of business law as well, because a lot of times that person will come in with it. Maybe it's a collection matter, right? Maybe it's a contract dispute. It could be a construction issue. We have 2 lawyers in our firm that, specialize in construction law as well. Well, sometimes it doesn't make sense to spend a lot of money fighting over that contract. It makes a lot of sense to change your contract so you're not in this fight the next time. So a lot of our businesses have other needs that we can fill. So we do business formation, we do contracts, we do LLCs, we do corporations, agreements. So those things that kind of flow out of, and are really to prevent people from having problems. So we do also some estates and trust stuff. If you need a basic will or a trust, we can help you with that as well. So, our slogan is you have questions, we have answers. So, a lot of times people are really daunted by the things in the legal arena, and we try to simplify those things and come up with simple solutions for people.
So, Shaun, 2 questions. Is there anything that you don't do?
Do
you do massage?
As you said, there is a top tier of clients that and they get maybe some more hands-on treatment than the others. So we certainly I do joke for $400 an hour. There's not a lot that I won't do, right? In that respect.
But there are things we won't let him do.
That is true. And I
probably good.
Yes, and I surround myself with very smart people like Julie to keep me, keep me in line. But some of the real specialized, like employment law, we work with some other lawyers to help in those areas because that's very specialized. Medical malpractice is another one that we help connect people with a very, select group of talented medical malpractice lawyers that can help in those fields. Estates and trust litigation would be another example. So there are some things that we don't do, but we have developed a network of people that we can help our clients get to really satisfy those needs and those problems.
All right. I love it. We've got a lot more to ask you when we come back from our break. You're listening to the world famous
Quality of Life radio show.
Yep, love it.
Right.
On what stations?
WSTU for Jensen Beach, Hope Sound, Stewart, the Treasure Coast.
And the world.
And everyone.
And WPSL 1590 as well. Stay tuned, everybody. We'll be right back.
Insurance Group. We are a local independent insurance agency located right here on the Treasure Coast. I've been a resident here for 34 years and have helped thousands of clients with their insurance planning needs. We specialize in life, health, and Medicare insurance planning. Don't travel the road alone. Let us be your guide. We are the Owen Insurance Group. Contact us today at 772-210-1020 or visit our website at oweninsurancegroup.net.
Life has taught you many lessons. Like, all you can eat is strangely unsatisfying. That's why it's better to have what you actually need. You've also learned that one size fits all never seems to fit. That's why a Cigna Medicare Advantage plan gives you care that fits your specific health needs. Learn more at CignaMedicare.com. Because life has taught you well. Cigna is contracted with Medicare for PDP plans, HMO, and PPO plans in select states and with select state Medicaid programs. Enrollment in Cigna depends on contract renewal.
You are listening to WSTU, Stewart, Jupiter, and Indiantown, Martin County's Heritage Station.
Welcome back to the Quality of Life radio show. You're listening and hopefully watching live on Facebook. If you don't have Facebook, where are you from? But anyway, we're having fun in the studio this morning with Shaun and Julie from Treasure Coast Legal. I love the name. I see that they're busy as heck. I mean, they do all kinds of law, business law, construction law, personal injury, bankruptcy, civil litigation, family law, wills and trust, which we'll talk about that. We always have clients, Tom, that we talk about and we engage with that don't have a will, don't know who to turn, and so we try to get them on the straight and narrow, so it's good to have a referral source.
Such an important thing.
100%, man. Yeah. You got to have it. So,
something you don't want to think about, but something you need to think about.
Who wants to think about their mortality? Come on, man. But you've got to be there. You got to do it. Don't let someone behind you pick up those pieces. It is impossible to do. It's not fun to do it. So.
And even if you're young, somebody my age, if you have young children, I mean, it's something you've got to think about, and you've got to have something in place. God forbid something happens to you. It's so important.
Julie, you're 100% right. We see it all the time. I mean, movie stars and people have millions of dollars don't have an estate. They don't have a will. I mean, they have nothing.
One of our shows, Gary read a list of all these famous, very wealthy people who died without their estate in order, without any, anything written down.
And then you end up in the probate and trust litigation.
And the families are in fighting, and you see all this on national news.
That's really what it is. You don't want your family fighting about your death, right? You want everybody to be able to mourn and grieve and do what they need to do, and those unknowns really take the emphasis off of celebrating your life instead of, suffering through your death.
So we know that you guys are busy as heck with law.
Oh, I forgot to mention too, real estate transactions we do as well.
Really?
Yeah. So we do those well. Dan Haggerty in our office with Mariner Title does a great job, really thorough. And with all the transactions we're seeing this day, it's really important. A lot of people are closing those transactions without a lawyer involved. Not my advice. I would not be closing on the most important purchase in your life without a professional helping you through that.
Right, because then you end up in litigation, real estate litigation, later down the line, which I've done a little bit of, and you see the problems that arise from that. So it's always good to just, like Shaun said, a lot of it's about prevention.
But we know somebody who does that.
Yeah, that's right. It pennies on the dollar for safety and security and avoiding a future pit hole.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
use the cliches, right? It's an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. I tell people litigation is a factor of 10. Right, so what costs you $100 to prevent costs you $1,000 to fight about.
It's not fun, man.
No,
True.
Not fun.
Certainly not.
So you have 8 attorneys who are competent and can help consumers across the Treasure Coast and probably the state of Florida, I would assume.
Yeah, we certainly specialize in, the 19th Judicial Circuit, which is Indian River, Martin, St. Lucie, and Okeechobee, but absolutely takes us all around the state helping people, if it makes sense. There's a lot of times that it doesn't, so we use that network of people to help in those other areas as well.
Shaun, that's great. So when you have time, when you go home, if you're not sleeping, what do you both do for fun?
Go ahead, Julie. I'll let you take the lead.
Oh, boy.
Oh, wait, Julie, hold on a second.
Yeah.
Where are you from?
Oh God! So I'm a transplant. I am not originally from the Treasure Coast,
like most of us.
Okay, yeah. So I'm originally from California. I'm a Cali girl. I was born and raised in Oakland, California. I went to undergraduate at University of California, Santa Cruz, where, yes, we have a mascot that is a banana slug. If you don't know what a banana slug is, look it up online. It's a big slug that looks like a banana. So I graduated from there, and then
this is either a comedy show or
I'm not touching it. I know you're looking at me, but I'm not touching it.
I know he's looking it up right now over there. He's Googling banana slug.
Isn't that the shirt that Vincent Vega wears in Pulp Fiction? Is the UC Santa Cruz banana slug?
Oh yeah,
See,
exactly.
I know a little bit of my.
It's a beautiful campus. It's set atop a big hill in the redwoods. You've got the ocean and the redwoods.
Beautiful.
It is a beautiful place. But as everybody knows, California is ridiculously expensive.
And it's on fire.
It's just on fire. Correct. Yeah.
In so many ways.
And the ground shakes out there too. Have you heard?
No, but we felt it.
Yeah.
We felt it when they all got here from California.
So I moved out to Florida in 2007 to attend Nova Southeastern University Law School. So I've been here a little while now. I guess I'm officially a Floridian. And now I am committed and settled and grounded here in the Treasure Coast because I have 3 small children that I'm raising here in the Treasure Coast. And so I would say, I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. My children are still small. They're 6, and 8. So we got a ways to go.
Well, I'm glad they're not 6, 6, and 6. That's the beautiful thing.
Yeah, twins is enough. I can't even imagine triplets.
Oh,
so,
bless your heart. That's amazing.
So what do I do for fun here in the Treasure Coast?
Babysit. Oh, no, you don't.
I mean, I am involved in a lot. My kids are in sports, so we do a lot of sports activities. Little League, which is fantastic. Go Martin County North, who made it to the state championships last year.
Right.
Martin United Soccer. We're involved in, lots of outdoor activities. My kids love to be outdoors. We've got some great parks here in Stewart. Shepherd's Park right across the street. It's like one of our favorite parks to go to.
Great sunsets, huh?
Yeah, it's beautiful there. They just redid a bunch of stuff over there too, so it's real nice. They got a covering, so it's not too hot. The kids can be in the shade. We love going to Kiwanis, downtown Stewart. There's a lot of activities there. Skate park in Palm City. So, anything where you can climb, jump, destroy, and crash is pretty much where you'll find me.
And tire them out for the evening.
Exactly.
Right?
Well, we gotta get them hooked up with accident insurance.
Yeah. Probably.
Yeah.
All right. What about you, Shaun?
Anything on the water.
Yeah.
Really, I mean, growing up here, it's such a big part of your life, and I always tell folks I had a boat before I had a bicycle. So anything on the water, I really love to fish, both inshore and offshore, or even just go out for a boat ride. So really, the water, I love to go across to the Bahamas. The Bahamas is kind of my place to decompress. I am a little depressed that cell service is so available over there now. I like the olden days when you went over there and nobody could get in contact with you unless you were contacting them. But yeah, anything involving a boat is really, really where I like to be. My one daughter that we talked about earlier, Jillian, she's at Florida State University, but my son's still involved. He is playing lacrosse at Martin County High, my alma mater. Big game against the evil Empire Vero Beach tonight. Which we had a barn burner in the district championship last year. So we're opening our season with Vero tonight, 6 o'clock at Martin County. So yeah, that is, I'm very excited for that. So yeah, kids' activities, certainly. And then I just love spending time in the community, going out to dinner with my wife, going downtown, doing those things. But if I've got a choice on the weekend, I like to be on the water.
So you're going across to the Bahamas. Where do you like to go?
So my number one favorite place in the Bahamas is Walker's Cay, which unfortunately we were not able to go to since 2004 until last year had been closed. But we generally spend most of our time in the Abacos. Green Turtle's a fantastic place, and that's kind of where we started going when Walker's closed down. But yeah, the Abacos is our place.
Fantastic. So do you ever anchor offshore and hang out on the water, or you're going into a resort or hotel and hanging out?
A little bit of both. Okay. Usually we stay in a villa over there that one of our good friends has in the Green Turtle Club, so that's kind of where we make our home base. But in the past, I used to have a boat that we could actually sleep on. Now I'm back to an outboard. So I love to anchor out, but we don't get to do it as much as we used to. But mainly we're based out of Green Turtle, and we fish and dive out of there.
How long does it take you to get to Green Turtle?
About 6 hours, but usually on the way we've got to stop and get in the water. So usually we'll make it an all-day affair and try to shoot some fish or catch some fish on the way.
The water's pristine.
It's so beautiful. It's just an amazing place. And really the Bahamas has gone through such difficult times with, Dorian following, the COVID right after with all those challenges that they've been having. So it's great to see a lot of people going back and supporting that local, I call it our sister community, right? That's
right.
That's the country closest to us, here in Florida. And it was really fantastic to see the outpouring of, support over there. And this community especially really did. Operation 300 had such a big presence over there. With Steve Layton leading that, charge and taking supplies and those things over there. So it's been great to grow up with that as kind of our home away from home.
It's amazing how this community gives back to so many other people. I mean, it's an amazing community. It's an amazing county. It's an amazing state. And I moved here 36 years ago from Western PA, and I hated it. The first year, I hated Florida. I hated the heat. I hated the bugs. I hated the lizards. I hated it. Hated sweating. But now I got the sand in my flip-flops. I can imagine going anywhere else. I just could not imagine it. Florida's certainly a paradise, but even more than that, it is a Bahamas.
Yeah, and sure. It's a feeling, right? And I mean, I think that's one of the things that this community has really embraced is everybody's happy here, and when you're happy, you want to give back. You want to support the community. You want to do those things to make where you live a better place, because for most people, and I think you probably fit in this category, you've made it your home, and you don't really have any intent on leaving anywhere. I mean, the only place anybody ever leaves to go to is North Carolina, it seems like. But,
this is true.
Yeah, and I think that really gives people an incentive to give back to the community, and that's always been a big part of not only my life, but certainly our firm as well, as that community involvement piece.
So how we have so many listeners. Now, for those of you that are in the other 22 countries, probably, unless you're coming to Florida and you need an attorney, might be good for you to listen up. But for everyone else who may need an attorney, starting a business, or you've got some family issues, or any legal issues, personal injury, we know somebody that's here in our studio that can help you. And how do they reach you, Teresa? Julie, sorry.
That's okay. I'm used to it by now. And it's not only my last name is a first name, but it's also spelled totally funky. And so my ex-husband used to say it's an Irish name, and they're always drunk, so they misspelled the last name. So I just go with that. But if you need to reach us, we do offer free telephone consultations, 15-minute telephone consultations. If you'd rather come into the office, we're open to that too. You can reach us. We have a Facebook page, or call us at 772-283-2626. There should be always somebody available to talk to you, help you, answer your questions, try to get you headed in the right direction.
And for those who are listening from other countries, do you guys do immigration law?
We do not do immigration. That's a sticky wicket.
It is. But we do have immigration attorneys also in town that we can refer them out to.
Give them a call, and they can help you if you want to immigrate to America.
And we really have a great network of immigration attorneys, and that is one of those specialty areas that you need the right person fighting for you there.
You better believe
especially with all the changes that are happening in immigration on a daily basis, it feels like.
Yes.
Julie, what's the website they can go to? Check you guys out.
Check us out at www.treasurecoastlegal.com.
All right, and then on the Facebook page, they just follow, is it Treasure Coast or?
TCL. TCL.
Oh, you got to go to Treasure Coast Legal. Somebody already had TCL.
Oh, okay. So you got to go to Treasure Coast Legal, but yeah, like us on Facebook, follow us, reach out on Facebook if you want, and hopefully we can help you out or get you to somebody who can.
Yeah, there's a couple of own insurance groups, and like, come on, are you serious?
And we have, we really have embraced with the COVID, pandemic as well. We can do it contactless. Zoom has become such a big part of the legal profession,
right.
Over this time period. We can meet with you on Zoom. We can facilitate it even if you're not comfortable coming in person as well. And we do a lot of stuff online in that respect too. We're finding with the new generation, they communicate differently. And so we're really embracing that as well in how we reach out and reach back to not only our potential clients, but our clients after they sign up with the firm too.
Well, Shaun, congratulations on your success and what you do for this community. And then also congratulations to you as well, Julie, and welcome to the team. And happy birthday.
Thank you.
So are you taking the day off? You're going to celebrate? What's the deal?
We don't give off birthdays.
No, I'm not going to take the whole day off. I do have some things to do, but I'll probably head out a little early and go.
I didn't hear that.
Go see the kids.
Fantastic. Well, hang tight with us because we're going to include you in some of the things we got going on here this morning. But real quick, I want to give everybody the quote of the day.
I've been waiting for that.
I do this every day. I love quotes of the day. Every day I start my day off with a great positive quote.
Why we get into the law, right? All we got to do is steal somebody else's words and make them our own.
What Zig Ziglar said, someone said to him, yeah, but you have to be motivated every day. You have to have a motivation every day. He goes, well, it's kind of like taking a shower. You got to have a shower every day too.
Yeah.
So, it's important. So the quote of the day today is, don't allow yourself to wake up with yesterday's issues troubling your mind. Gary, did you hear that? I got to tell myself this all the time. Don't allow yourself to wake up with yesterday's issues troubling your mind. Refuse to live backward. See every day as a new chapter. So I thought that was a great one.
Well, who are we giving credit to that quote?
I don't know. I'd like to say Gary Owen thought of that one, but that would be not exactly correct. But I don't know. I did not see who
politicians do it all the time.
Yes, I know.
Plagiarism.
And a few attorneys do the same thing, I heard.
No way.
No.
We that's a piece of advice I give clients every day. I say you can't live life in the rearview mirror. You got to live it out the windshield.
Yeah.
You got to look forward because looking backwards, you need to look back every now and again to see what's behind you, so you don't make the same mistakes.
That's
but
right.
You can't spend life looking in the rear view.
Don't live in the past, man.
It's like that Italian car on Cars. You remember the comic? It said, Italian drivers, we don't have rear view mirrors. We only look forward.
Exactly.
I love it. All right, so remember earlier I posed a question to you. Did you know that 10 to 15 minutes of this every day can save your life?
Power nap.
Meditation.
Meditation? What say you, Julie?
Oh, boy. I would say...
Don't be peeking.
I'm not peeking. Interaction with others, like a, good long talk.
Nope, it's having a scotch with Gary Owen.
There it is.
It takes a lot longer than 10
I
to
may
15
change
minutes.
my answer to making my wife happy.
Look at that.
That's good.
Well, it's actually daily exercise. So if you don't think that you have time to work out, which, we all have very, very strenuous and busy work schedules. But think again, a 2011 study in the Journal of Obesity found that high-intensity interval workouts that last as few as 10 to 15 minutes can be effective in reducing fat, lowering insulin resistance, and improving overall health. While more traditional workout duration of 30 to 60 minutes may build on those benefits, the new rule of thumb is that short bouts of vigorous exercise every day can be just as effective as longer workouts. All right, so we're going to go to our second break. When we come back, we're going to talk about what happened this day in history, and then Tom and I are going to share some information about lovely insurance you need to know. You're listening to the Quality of Life radio show on WSTU 1450 AM, America's Heritage Station, and WPSL 1590. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Life has taught you many lessons. Like, all you can eat is strangely unsatisfying. That's why it's better to have what you actually need. You've also learned that one size fits all never seems to fit. That's why a Cigna Medicare Advantage plan gives you care that fits your specific health needs. Learn more at CignaMedicare.com, because life has taught you well. Cigna is contracted with Medicare for PDP plans, HMO, and PPO plans in select states, and with select state Medicaid programs. Enrollment in Cigna depends on contract renewal.
Hello, this is Gary Owen of the Owen Insurance Group. We are a local independent insurance agency located right here on the Treasure Coast. I've been a resident here for 34 years and have helped thousands of clients with their insurance planning needs. We specialize in life, health, and Medicare insurance planning. Don't travel the road alone. Let us be your guide. We are the Owen Insurance Group. Contact us today at 772-210-1020 or visit our website at oweninsurancegroup.net.
HR issues? Let WPSL, WSTU, and La Gigante fill your open slots in both English and Spanish. Call us 340-1590 for details.
All right, welcome back to the Quality of Life radio show. Lucky you, today's your lucky day because Tom and I are going to talk to you about some insurance solutions that you probably don't know about, that we're not aware of, that you need to know. But real quick, I'd like to talk about some dates and let's see what you know about this day in history. So in 1874, on February 15th, 1874, the explorer Sir Ernest Shackleton was born in Ireland. He led 3 British expeditions to the Antarctic, and he was one of the principal figures of the period known as the heroic age of Antarctic exploration. And he's also a fellow Mason. He was, but he on his second expedition, the ship got into ice pack. It froze. It crushed the ship. The people on the ship had to get off the ship. They lived on tents on the ice for a while until the ice finally melted. Then they were able to get into their life rafts. And I mean, the story of this man is amazing. What he had gone through back in the late 1800s.
Led the first expedition to the South Pole, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep, that's right. In 1898, the USS Maine sinks after exploding in Cuba's Havana Harbor. Never been to Cuba yet, have you?
I have not been to Cuba. It's on the list.
Yeah, exactly. Killing 260 of nearly 400 American crew members aboard. It was one of America's first battleships, weighing in over 6,000 tons, and was built at a cost of more than $2 million back in the late 1800s. And then, of course, they figured that it was a Spanish mine that blew it up, hence the Spanish-American War later that year. In 1903, Shaun, what happened? What goes on sale? The first
goes on sale?
Yes.
Coca-Cola.
Nope. Damn. Teddy bear.
Teddy bear.
Teddy bear. Come on. We've all had teddy bears.
Yes, I have to admit.
Yep, we've had teddy bears.
I had a pig. Petunia.
Well, it looked like a teddy bear.
I had a bunny.
Huh?
I think I had a bunny.
Yeah, you had a bunny.
Oh, let's see. The first execution. 1924. Being a prosecutor, you would appreciate this. In 1924, the first execution by lethal gas happened in what state?
California.
Nevada.
In
1933, President-elect FDR escapes assassination attempt in Miami by a deranged, unemployed bricklayer. Several men then tackled the assailant and might have beaten him to death if Roosevelt had not intervened, telling the crowd, "Leave justice to authorities."
A Florida man was active back then as well.
Yep. And then 1950, Disney's Cinderella opens in theaters. Tom loves watching Cinderella.
Oh, classic.
Rain or Sheller. Prefer,
And then in 1960, this is the last one. In 1965, Canada, we got 15 minutes left. Holy Moses. Canada adopts the maple leaf flag. I mean, they had the British influence, the French influence, and they had different flags. But in 1965, they adopted the maple leaf.
Wow, 65. I would have thought that was earlier.
Exactly. Yep. In accordance with a formal proclamation by Queen Elizabeth II of England, a new Canadian national flag is raised above Parliament Hill in Ottawa, the capital of Canada. And now you know the rest of the story.
This day in history.
A great Paul Harvey reference.
Oh, man, I love Paul Harvey. I miss Paul Harvey.
I do too.
Oh, my gosh. All right, so, Tom, we're gonna talk a little bit about OEP real quick, because we talked about it on last week's show. But again, just give the 60,000-foot overview of OEP and what they can do real quick.
Okay, this applies to everyone out there who has a Medicare Advantage plan, no matter your age. If you are on a Medicare Advantage plan, not a Medicare supplement and prescription drug plan, you have the opportunity between January 1st and March 31st to switch to another Medicare Advantage plan, or go back to original Medicare and apply for a supplement and pick up a prescription drug plan. So, and if you're a little bit confused about what all that means,
call
772-210-1020.
I love it. By the way, at our meeting this morning at the Stewart Chamber of Commerce, Judy Lamb came up to me and said, "Gary, you're on the radio show, and I know your number." I'm like, "What is it?" 772-210-1020. I thought, I love it. Way to go. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. So perfect. And then also, real quick about Medigap plans. I mean, a lot of people think that the OEP and the AEP applies to those folks who are on original Medicare with a supplement or a Medigap plan. One thing I'm going to tell those folks out there who are on a supplement plan, it most likely 99.9 times out of 100 does not make sense for you to go to an Advantage plan. Night and day. Absolutely night and day. If you've got concerns about premium increases on your Medicare supplement plans, some carriers do have major increases, sometimes double-digit increases. It's important that you find the right carrier that has stable rate increases. And we have a carrier that we work with a lot that in the state of Florida averages 1% a year on rate increases. Unheard of in this industry.
Especially with this inflation.
Absolutely. 7.5% inflation, Shaun, is happening right now.
The highest since 1982.
At 1980. You look at you.
Every now and again I come up with a good fact.
He can run the show. I don't need to be here anymore. And there are premiums, there are Medigap policies that people are unaware of that you can afford, and they're as affordable as, say, a Medicare Advantage plan. And we're talking maybe $1 a day or $2 a day for a Medicare supplement plan. So keep that in mind. If you've got questions, you can call Tom at
772-210-1020.
Or
772-210
1020.
1020.
All right, Julie.
There it is.
Right.
By the time the show's over, Julie, you're going to know that number.
know that one.
That'll be in her sleep. She's going to see it. She'll be, instead of counting sheep, she'll be counting numbers.
1020.
But it's good to know if they have questions, you have answers.
That's
right. Luckily, I don't have to worry about Medicare quite yet, but I know it's a big deal out there, and,
Oh,
and
my
there's
goodness.
a lot
You
of
better believe it.
confusion.
Especially with those crazy commercials from football Hall of Famers and
Kid O'Donnell, Mike.
oh, come on, these celebrities. It's horrible. All right, then we're going to kind of transition a little bit into the individual and group health side of things. So we know that there are some employers who maybe cannot afford to have group insurance for their employees. So, Tom, kind of explain and walk our audience through what they can do in lieu of having maybe a major group plan, what the employer can do that would not cost them a penny.
Absolutely, Gary. There are some options out there because having group health insurance paid for at least 50% or more by an employer, as you said, could be price them out of the market for full group health insurance. So what is called voluntary benefits. These are benefits that up to 90 or 80% of your employees through different studies have said they actually want. They want the option, and they're willing to pay a few dollars out of their paycheck every 2 weeks or whatnot to get these type of voluntary benefits. They could be accident insurance, cancer insurance, hospital indemnity policies, dental insurance, vision insurance, long-term or short-term disability, and then just straight up life insurance. So over 99% of employees also believe that it's important that their employer would actually offer it to them. Here's the good thing about voluntary benefits for an employer. You're thinking, I don't have any money to give. You don't have to. You could actually lower your tax rates because some of these benefits are paid by the employee pre-tax. So therefore, it actually saves you money by offering it to them. And one last thing about these is I read a statistic, and maybe our attorney can verify this, but they were saying that the majority of claims for workman's comp being hurt on the job takes place on a Monday. And guess why that is? Because they actually get hurt doing stupid things over the weekend. They kind of limp into work so nobody sees them. Then, I slipped and fell. So fraud, basically. And so what employers are doing, they will actually buy an accident insurance that would cover it, maybe a deductible for their insurance, or give them some cash so that if on the weekend they get injured, they'll say, I got this accident insurance. It's going to pay my maximum out of pocket. It's going to pay my deductible. I'm not afraid to go to the ER and come out with a $2,000 bill because I have this accident insurance that my employer so graciously pays, $30 or $40 a month for. So these are...
Or less.
Yeah, these are creative things. Employers are looking to hire people. Employers are looking to retain people.
Yes.
Offering voluntary benefits that in many cases will not cost you a penny is very important. So if you're an employee out there listening, give us a call. We can get in contact with your employer. Or if you're an employer of people 3, 4, 5, or up to 100, or more, give us a call. We have several options, great carriers that you've heard of before, nationwide reputable companies that can help your employees.
Yeah, and we actually, if you have over 100, don't call an insurance group. That's not our expertise. Our forte is small groups.
But we have somebody that can help
50.
you.
Yeah, just like our attorney friends, we can refer you if you have over 100 people in your group. But it doesn't cost anything to get a quote.
That does not.
So
no cost or obligation.
No, and engage some people that know, we do what we do in our business. And so oftentimes it's daunting to try to do the things that we don't do on a day-to-day basis. So absolutely those things. And we do workers' comp as well. And I can tell you, as an employee, you don't want to be part of the workers' comp system.
No.
And as an employer, you don't want to be part of the workers' comp system. No. Anything you can do to prevent that is certainly to everybody's advantage.
And I, to your point, Tom, related to the accident insurance policy. You know, I have, as you well know, 2 of them.
Yep.
Because I know a thing or two about risk assessment. So how wonderful it is to
Or
have.
you're clumsy, one of the two.
No, actually, it was a very interesting thing working out in the yard, and many things can happen. Rabbit holes, you know, you could trip and fall, where I get poked in the eyeball like I did by a thorny branch, dear God. But
Remind me to stay away from him.
no, actually, I need some help in the backyard.
Backyard.
Come on.
His backyard.
So, Tom will tell you, my backyard's
it's
a
a
jungle,
jungle.
but we got
Beautiful
a lot of work
jungle,
to do.
though.
But we have, you know, 2 policies, and they're about $27, $28 a month for. That accident that took me to the hospital for a few hours more than paid the deductible. $4,000, because my deductible $3,500, $3,600. So it more than paid for the deductible. So it's a great thing to have. And as you said, pennies on the dollar to have a policy that can protect you, especially children who are always getting hurt, breaking limbs and so forth. I mean, come on. It makes sense to do that. So that's what we have, whether it's individual or in a group setting, we offer that type of insurance. And I think everyone should consider that. And you talked about cancer insurance, Tom. I mean, everyone says, you know, it's not going to happen to me. You know,
it doesn't
cancer's
run in
not
my
family.
Yeah.
You're right. But I'll tell you, 75% of all cancer diagnosis is not hereditary. It's related to the environment. And more, we're seeing more and more cancer diagnosis. The good thing is people are catching it early. And what a great thing it is that if, you know, you have a small cancer policy that will pay you $50,000 tax-free benefits upon first diagnosis. So these policies are out there. Most people are unaware of that. And this is what we're here to do. We're here to educate you so you know the options that you have. So again, it's important that if you have questions, who to call. Owen Insurance Group at 772-210-1020. We are located at 1611 Northwest Federal Highway, conveniently located behind Key West Diner. My favorite.
That is a good one.
Oh my God!
And I can tell you this year I had an emergency gallbladder operation, and I had a policy, and it kicked in, and I mean it made a big difference.
Yeah,
it makes a big difference to have that protection.
Because people say, I've got plenty of money, but do you really want to take money out of that that you work so hard to save give it to a hospital when you can pay pennies on the dollar for a policy to pay the hospital?
And have that peace of mind.
Yep, you better believe it, man. And then also, we've got 3 minutes left. My engineer is telling me 3 minutes to doomsday. Also, again, we talked about our mortality. People don't like to think about life insurance. And there's so many things that life insurance can do for you. And we're not talking about life insurance that your grandfather used to have. We're talking about life insurance today that includes living benefits that you don't have to die to use. I'm a graduate of the American College. I'm a Life Underwriting Training Council fellow. Life insurance is my expertise as well. And it's my passion because I've seen what life insurance can do for people. We had a friend who owned a small business in Port St. Lucie, married with 2 children, 47 years of age, went to church on Sunday. It was on Father's Day a couple years ago. In the shower, his wife found him dead of a heart attack. So thank God he listened to my advice and got an insurance policy to cover his family. And I remember that he was at church. He came home because the preacher was talking about death, and he actually had a wooden casket in front of the altar, and hammered home the importance of making sure that you're protected, your family's protected. So he got home, I got the hair standing on the back of my head as she was telling me the story. He gave his wife my card and said, if anything ever happens to me, this is going to be your angel. And within hours later, he's gone. So life insurance can change your life, can change the life of your family that you leave behind. So it is important that you are protected. So if you have questions on life insurance, again, it is affordable with today's mortality rate. So anyway, we thank you for watching today. We hope that you enjoyed the show. We thank you, our guests, for being with us today. Shaun and Julie, we appreciate you guys.
Fantastic.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, so remember, next week's show, we're going to have Chet Tarter Vistage with us, and Tom and I will continue to talk to you about some great planning solutions. Again, share us with your friends, your family, your neighbors. Remember, Treasure Coast, stay safe, Keep healthy, be happy, and enjoy your quality of life.